Man, what's good? What's good, man? It's your boy Black Terry, man, back with another one. Hood politics, hypocrisy, man. I can't, listen. I tell you, you got to go back and watch some of my older videos, man, when I first started this, because it puts everything in context. You know, recently, man, hip hop has just been under fire with the Fuck the Streets movement and has been buzzing on the internet, and rightfully so. The idea that the streets is governed and influenced by rap culture it's just mind-boggling. And for someone like myself who's been in the streets since 1985, I could personally tell you hip hop has personally influenced much of my worldview. I mean, Tupac's 1996 release, Me Against the World, is probably the one album that changed my life. And for many of you, I'm sure that some artist has touched you in the same way. The difference is Tupac's message was keep it on you just in case. Today's artists, keep it on you just for nothing and use it for nothing. That's today's message. The truth of the matter is, art imitates life. Life was never intended to imitate someone's artistic expression. This is the problem. We have allowed our artistic expression to influence how we manage and govern our lives. This is problematic, guys. But let's get back into it, man. Hypocrisy, man. You know, recently, man, Boosie got sentenced. Your boy, Lil Boosie, got sentenced. And boy, I tell you, man, universal law, man, is so poetic. Universal law has ruled against Boosie again, man. Lil Boosie, man, was sentenced to time served in a year and a day. Let me break it down. The judge sentenced him to time served, meaning his custody had already been completed, satisfied imprisonment portion, and he did not receive additional prison time. He was ordered to complete 3 years of supervised release, probation type supervision following his release. The court impressed 300 hours of community service as a condition of his sentence. He was ordered to pay $50,000 fine plus a small assessment fee reported in some coverage. The judge case was handled in federal court in San Diego, California. The sentencing judge was U.S. District Judge Kathy Ann Benovigo, who issued the time served sentence along with supervised release, community service, and fines. That sounds like a T.I. sentence to me. Wasn't Boosie bashing T.I. for getting the time served a year and a day? T.I. did go to prison, Boosie. Boosie, I think you need to go apologize to that boy, man. See, this is how this is what I be talking about. You are being measured by the same stick you measured him by, Boosie. You need to call T.I. No, you need to make a public apology to T.I. because you got less time than T.I. You had a way worse record, Boosie. And you got less time than T.I. I think you should be on the horn, man. Listen, man. But see, now, that segs way into my next subject. How you cover for BG. See, this is what makes you the hypocrite. How you cover for BG. See, one of the arguments in the BG situation, if nobody knows, BG was released from prison after doing 14 years. One of the accusations is, prior to BG's incarceration, that he cooperated in another gun case that preceded his current federal case. But what happened was, it was allegedly supposed to be the fall guy who actually was the owner of the gun, and BG testified because the guy agreed that he would take the charge for the gun. Here's my problem with that, fellas. Here's my problem with that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be all the way honest with you. This man, BG, went into a grand jury proceeding and testified. Do you know how much a street nigga, listen, I know many men cooperated. I know many men snitched. I know very few of them who actually been in grand juries. That's like the epitome of the case. This man testified in a grand jury and y'all justified it and uncovering it up. See, this is why you're fraud. This is why all you dudes is fraud, man. The hypocrisy. Because this is why you're sensitive to BG, because you got to see, Boosie. And I know you didn't cooperate. I know you didn't, bro. But guess what? The irony, though. You got less time than T.I., Boosie. Yeah, T.I. had more guns. But you need to apologize to that man. And you know what? My problem with BG is not his sentence. I think it went the way it was supposed to go. It made sense. That was the practical things to do. But testifying in a grand jury? My problem with BG is this, though. He continues to perpetuate the same self-sabotaging beliefs after his release from prison, but had no real realistic plan to change the ultimate destiny of his life. BG simply prolonged and inevitable. BG didn't get arrested, man. BG got rescued, man. BG a dope fiend. Let's stop the madness, man. It was a dope fiend. BG was getting high in prison. BG was doing pictures with niggas for some boxing strips. BG was owing niggas money. That's why he was going in the smooth program. Getting high in the smooth program. Come on, man. Y'all hypocrites, man. Hypocrisy. That's why you cover for BG. Look the other way, Boosie. Because now you need to call T.I., man. You need to call T.I. You need to publicly apologize to T.I., Boots. You need to publicly apologize. And last but not least, on the king of hypocrisy, we all know Young Thug. Thug, stop this, man. You know, Thug, I'm going to give you I love you, little bro. I know y'all troubled, man. You're not educated about this shit. You're rich. Y'all got all this money, but you didn't never get the personal development that goes along with being a multi-billionaire. And none of them Jews and crackers that invest in you and put that money in your hands really invest in you personally, and y'all go out and y'all crash. But you practice what's called tortured logic, Thug. You're practicing tortured logic. All you niggas, man. The subject, fuck the streets. It's convenient. It's convenient. It's convenient. But you know, this all reminds me, man. This reminds me of a scripture. This all reminds me of the scripture. This is scripture that explains the complex nature and the unrealistic expectations of the honor code in the streets. And it's Matthew 23:4. It said, men tie up heavy burdens and put them on other men's shoulders, but they themselves are not willing to lift a finger to move them. This verse is about the hypocrisy and oppressive leadership, people who impose strict rules and expectations or moral demands on others without offering help or any grace or any patience. This is why you don't worship men. You don't worship rappers. You don't worship popular or wealthy people. The truth is, when you pretend there's rules but break those rules for one person, the rules never actually exist. Peace. Hood Politics, your boy Black Terry. Hit me up.